Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits as it should. All right. Hopefully you woke up on the good side of the bed today. All right. But as you guys already know, we have been covering and we have been following this case, this situation, this tragedy that happened at this Trump rally in Pennsylvania. There's been wild information that's just been rolling, that's flying out the gate as of late. And I got to tell you, I'm shook with all the information. It just keeps flooding and flooding and flooding and flooding. Let me just say this. This is one of the worst kinds of people ever. One of the most dangerous types of people, man. Let me just keep it real. It's scary because there could be other people like this out here plotting, lurking. It's crazy. Anyway, we don't have a huge show this morning, but I promise you guys later this afternoon, there's going to be a very, very big, epic show for you guys. So be on the lookout for that, okay? I just wanted to give you guys this breaking information, this breaking news. It just came out about an hour ago. And I'm going to be honest, it is absolutely crazy to me that this is, like I said, breadcrumbs. We're just getting pieces and pieces, little bits and bits every single moment, every single second since the tragedy happened. So do me a favor, because you know we're watching closely. We're watching this very closely, and I'm doing as many pop-up videos as I can and trying to get to these lives as best and as quickly as I can, okay? So please do me a favor, okay? Hit that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms as well. Hit that like button if you are watching on those other platforms as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Please don't forget to hit that follow button on all my platforms. That's Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Go over there, follow me on all those as well. I've been putting up videos on TikTok and Instagram as well, and on Facebook, just giving you guys some updates and all that as well. So please go check those things out. Hit that follow button on those respective platforms. Please, of course, on YouTube, crush that subscribe button over here. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. This afternoon, or hopefully this morning, you will see some clips from yesterday morning's show over there. So if you want to see just a clip from the interview that I had with the eyewitness, from the eyewitness at the Trump rally, you'll get to be able to watch that. If you just want to check out the interview or the conversation I had with former FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer, you'll be able to have that access to watch some of that there as well. Okay? Hit that subscribe button over on my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. All right? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Become a member. Okay? Anyway, excuse me. We got to get into this now. Also, I also urge you guys, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, and all that stuff. Okay, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. But of course, we are all here because of the tragedy that happened on July 13th. July 13th was a very, very bad day for our nation, for our country, or for America. For those of y'all who are watching across the pond. It's a bad moment. Absolutely devastating situation that went down. And we all wanted to know what actually happened here. Now, of course, they were able to neutralize the assailant, Thomas Matthew Crooks. I call him TMC. So you'll be hearing me say TMC from this moment on, because for some odd reason, Thomas Matthew Crooks is hard to say fast. I don't know why. All right. And I always want to say Thomas Matthews Crooks. Don't know why. You know, like the Liam Neesons. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. TMC was the assailant behind the trigger, all right, who tried to take aim at the former president of these United States. And we all wanted to know what exactly happened here. How did this go down? How did this kid, of all people, 20-year-old kid, novice, kid who has no idea what the hell he's doing, at least that I know of, how was he able to do what he did? Now, I did a video where I gave you guys a breakdown, and I don't think a lot of you guys saw it. So I want to make sure, and it was also because the information about Caleb Harris happened as soon as I dropped that other video. So I urge you guys to please go check out the most recent video where I talk about police spotted him an hour before the tragedy. I repeat, they now say that the police saw him and spotted him an hour before the tragedy. In fact, there's more information in that video that tells us that they encountered him hours beforehand. There's also information in there. What did he do? How did he know about this place? Had he been there before? Etc. So I urge every single one, every last one of y'all, to please go over to that video and take a look at it. Please and thank you, because there's some real information out there that is shocking. They had a briefing with Secret Service. Senate had a briefing with Secret Service talking about this rally, and there's so much information that dropped that even the senators went out and posted things on X expressing their disappointment, their shock, their embarrassment, their what's the word? How embarrassed they were, okay, on how Secret Service and other agencies handled this rally. Go check out that video. It's absolutely insane. And again, let me repeat this. There are now reports saying that this 20-year-old assailant, would-be assassin, encountered police hours before the tragedy. In fact, there was things, he walked through a metal detector. There were things that were on his person. And law enforcement didn't do a damn thing. Okay. Check out the video. Okay. Please. So I did a deep dive. We go into the conversation and I give you guys the facts. All right. And of course I ask questions because I'm an inquisitive mother lover. What else is new? Right. But we're here for some breaking news. Like I said, this is not a super long show, but I do want to make this abundantly clear. When we get more information, you know for a fact we'll be talking about it. Like I said, we're going to be doing an epically long, or not a super long, but an epic show later this afternoon. All right, to talk about all the information that we've dropped over the past 24 hours and the new information that just keeps trickling out, because it just keeps trickling out. It's just drip by drip. All right. But this is very interesting. Okay. Everyone wants to know how was he out here moving, right? What was TMC actually doing this entire time before this happened? And I think that they're still doing everything they can to figure things out. But what's interesting is that, again, he doesn't have much of a digital fingerprint. He didn't really leave that much behind as far as having a social media account, breadcrumbs of him out here on chat forums, and maybe some things where he was in the dark web or something like that, right? They're still looking. Now, they apparently broke into his phone. They were able to find a few things, which we're still trying to find out what those things are. But it's interesting because they were able to find out that he said something days before this actual tragedy. Apparently, he made a statement. It was like his last words. his final words before this tragedy. Allegedly, he says, July 13th will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. He allegedly said this on a gaming platform. Now, how law enforcement was able to get that, I'm quite curious about that as well. But this is breaking information right now. They are now saying that this young man made a statement on a gaming console or playing a game saying July 13 will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. Now, let's get into this article because, like I said, I got a lot of questions. Okay. I got a lot of questions. All right. And I got a lot of questions. Let's just get into this. All right. The gunman who obviously took aim at Donald Trump wrote an ominous warning on a gaming platform. He wrote it on this gaming platform days before the absolute tragedy, right? That, of course, left one man gone and two severely injured, all right? And authorities struggling to determine a motive for the carnage. Secret Service and FBI officials told U.S. senators during a briefing Wednesday that they got his name mixed up, but Thomas Matthew Crooks posted on Steam, that July 13 will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. Now, I don't know what Steam is, okay? Personally, I've never heard of Steam, but there's all kinds of apps and there's all kinds of things, premieres, there's all kinds of apps, all right? And there's all kind of gaming platforms and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a gamer, so I don't know what Steam is, okay? With all due respect. Maybe some of y'all know what it is, right? Maybe it's another version of like a Kick or Twitch or something of that sort, right? But I don't know, right? Ghoul, I'll just say that, said Steam is the biggest PC platform. Well, thank you so much. Like I said, you know what? Shout out to Ghoul, because I can't see your first part of your name, but I do appreciate you letting me know. Like I said, I'm not a gamer. Okay, I don't game. I don't have video game consoles. I don't do Call of Duty or nothing of that sort. Okay, but of course they continue on saying, they explain it right here, right? But apparently multiple media outlets, including Fox News and the Daily Mail, reported this as well. CNN reported this. I mean, there's videos coming out like crazy, guys. Like, information is now starting to come out talking about this post that he put on Steam, okay? And of course, they say Steam is a popular platform where millions of gamers communicate and gain access to 30,000 games, including, according to the website. Crooks had an associate's degree in engineering, also spent time on the gaming platform Discord. Well, Discord's more than just a gaming platform. We got a Discord. You know what I'm saying? Go check us out and join our Discord. Shameless plug. Stay kind out there. But anyway, the company said it found no evidence Crooks used the platform to plan this incident, promote violence, or discuss his political views. Trump was speaking Saturday, July 13th. Of course, we already know about all that. All right. And we already know about one of the supporters, one of the rally goers, Corey Kempertor, 50 years old, who he lost his life. And of course, he was shielding his family as these bullets went flying through the air, right? Wildly flying through the air. Okay. Now, what is wild to me is that there is some sort of digital footprint. There is some semblance of a digital fingerprint somewhere. So we already knew that he was, from what they say, he was out here allegedly going in and using his Discord. We already knew about Discord. People were talking about Discord quite a bit, right? Saying that he was using Discord a little bit. And so there was that tiny semblance of a digital fingerprint, but he didn't have a social media. And I mean, does he look like the kind of dude that's doing selfies, saying, manifesting greatness on a cliff, showing a beautiful landscape? I don't think he's that kind of guy. This is what we're learning now so far, right? He doesn't seem like the kind of cat who does that kinds of stuff, right? Selfies and whatnot. He just doesn't seem like that vibe to me. All right. He seems like the kind of cat who stays in his room, plays games, and of course, now conjures up something so horrific that it could have, if he was successful, could have divided the country even more. Think about that. All right. But still, pretty interesting stuff nonetheless. So, of course, the question still remains, what actually happened here, right? Why did this go down? And also, I will say this, because I know that everybody will be like, oh, yeah, his last words are very cryptic. Yeah, they're cryptic as hell. But it doesn't automatically mean that he's saying, I'm going to go off and do this such and such to the former president. You see what I'm saying? So him just saying July 13th will be my premiere could mean a million different things. A million different things, y'all, right? That's what's so frustrating about this. Now, like I said, they're starting to dive into his phone. They obviously saw this post that was posted on Steam. They are checking out his Discord and whatnot, but still right now, this 20-year-old would be, maybe I'll just say this instead. This 20-year-old assailant, okay, because you can't say the assassin word that much, okay? So on this platform, unfortunately, but this 20-year-old assailant is an enigma still. And I also wonder, was this something that he planned for years? Did he know he was going to try for something like this for years? Or was this like out of nowhere, just made a decision to try to do something wild a few weeks in advance? The reason why I say this is because, one, the rally, they did not tell people until about a week and a half beforehand, about 10 days before the actual event, that Trump was actually indeed going to be at that rally. The rally was the announcement that Trump was going to be there was 10 days before the actual event. So it does make you wonder, did he always have plans to do something radical, something disastrous, something horrific? And it just happened to land about an hour away from his hometown. Think about it. I'm just asking the questions. Think about it, right? It's not like he had months to figure this whole thing out. But was he planning? Because he didn't have a digital fingerprint like that. No social media, nothing so far, right? That they've seen. All they've gotten so far is his last words, which is July 13th will be my premiere. Watch it unfold. That's all he has. That's all they got so far. We're not hearing about a girlfriend, but what am I saying, right? Probably not. But you know what I'm saying. Did he have something planned? And then he just goes, oh, that's perfect. Trump's going to be right here. Pfft. Perfect opportunity to make my statement known. Think about that for a second, guys. And it's terrifying to think about it. But Trump was not announced. His appearance at that rally was not fully announced until 10 days. Until 10 days before. So he had 10 days to know about this. It's not, did he go off and scrub all of his social media 10 days in advance? You know for a fact, all of law enforcement, all those technologically savvy law enforcement would have done their technological witchcraft and found his old accounts. They would have found his stuff, right? They would have found those accounts if they were scrubbed. They'd find it like that. Easy. So it does make you wonder what actually happened here, right? How did that go down? Was this pre-planned in some sort of way? Meaning, I'm going to hide in plain sight until my opportunity presents itself, or until the opportunity presents itself. And then lo and behold, Trump will be at the rally, such and such day. Wow. Perfect. I know that might be a far stretch, but I'm just asking the questions because it just seems a bit weird that 1 minute we get an announcement that he's going to be there, and then he just starts 10 days later, he starts doing this. Like I said, I feel like this kid was planning something for a long time, or at least fantasizing about it, right? And you got to remember, I mean, obviously, we already heard about the parents calling 911 and all that, which is there's still conflicting information. Some say that the 911 call about him missing and they were really worried about him, happened after the tragedy. And some reports are saying it happened hours before the tragedy. That's one piece I'm still trying to figure out for myself and still trying to get the answers for as well. But it is nonetheless thought-provoking. It still nonetheless makes you want to side-eye the family, the parents, and go, did the parents really know or did they not know? He didn't show any signs of aggravation, and he show any signs of, I don't know, political paranoia of any kind. We've been hearing from other friends and stuff saying that he hated politicians. In fact, he was not a Trump supporter. He hated Trump. His parents were Trump supporters. That's what we're hearing. But his friends are saying, or classmates are saying, that he was not a fan of politicians, and he definitely was not a fan of Trump. So you're telling me at home he's not sitting there saying stuff to them and all that? Expressing his opinions? If he didn't talk to many other people, I'm sure he talked to his parents, right? So what did the parents know? Do they know more or not? Still a question I'd like to get answered. But I do have a video for you guys that I'd like for us to check out. And like I said, this is just a few other questions. And like I said, this is a shorter show, but I will be back on this afternoon, I guarantee you. But I wanted to give you this breaking news, okay? Again, they found on a gaming app, okay, a gaming platform called Steam, that he made a statement days before. These are literally his last words before he did this unthinkable thing on the 13th of July. He said, July 13th will be my premiere. Watch it unfold. Watch it as it unfolds, right? Pretty wild stuff. Let's take a look at this video, though.
Federal agents have released more information about what Thomas Matthew Crooks did in the hours leading up to the shooting. Witnesses told police they saw a ladder leading up to the roof of the building where Crooks opened fire. Now reports have emerged that he purchased the ladder the day of the shooting at a Home Depot. Authorities also revealed he practiced firing at a local gun range, but we still don't know what motivated him to try to assassinate the former president.
Now, let me just say this again. Let me remind you. Now, I did say this in my previous video, okay, my most previous video about TMC. Okay, we got new information about law enforcement and their lack of doing what they needed to do, which is ask questions, right? I feel like, again, I'm going to say it again. All of this could have happened. Okay? All of this could have happened. All of this could have been prevented, I'm sorry, if they just walked up and said, hey, man, hey, young man, what are you doing here? That's all. Hey, you know what? They could have even said this. Hey, young man, sup? And maybe that would have scared the hell out of TMC. And he would have scurried back into his car and drove his lanky, pale ass right back home. But no, that's not the case. Now, is it? They said hours. They're now telling us hours. Go check out the video. Please go take a look. Look at it. Take a listen. It's absolutely insane. All right. But he went to a Home Depot. He bought a ladder. Okay. Which means he saw, or he was there days before. And this is also the information that's been coming out. They saw him, or they knew that he went to do recon work on the actual place. He went there days before to check out the location. He knew exactly what he was going to do. How did he do this? This kid he ain't James Bond. He ain't Ethan Hunt. Okay? How was he able to do this? That makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. Planned days in advance. And I feel like he may have planned this a week and a half in advance. As soon as he found out the rally's happening, Trump is going to be there, he was like, bet. I'm focusing. I'm going to get my ish together. We going to get it going. And then he did his recon work. Yo, he did recon work. Like I said in the video, go check it out. This is insane. All right. But let's continue on.
Neighbors say Crooks and his parents kept mostly to themselves.
It's shocking knowing that someone who grew up in the area that I go to school and graduated from there could do something like this.
Hopefully people will calm down and stop doing whatever it is people are thinking about. But yeah, like, it's just literally insane. Like, there's just too much violence.
Meanwhile, there's still plenty of finger pointing at the Secret Service. A senior official told Fox News that police were warned of a suspicious person at the rally. But Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle admitted earlier today they weren't able to locate him before the shots rang out.
Okay. Now, I just want to play this. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But that's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Oh, that is a bold-faced lie. Okay. I wish I could stay longer. I really, really wish I could. But I'm telling you right now, we talked about it in a previous video that y'all need to go check out. That be a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie. Just so you guys know. They saw this man 62 minutes before he pulled the trigger. 6'2", not 6 minutes, not 26, not 30 minutes, but a whole hour and 2 minutes before he pulled the trigger. They also are saying, they also learned that when he walked through the metal detectors, he had suspicious items on his person. There was a run-in with police there too. He had his rangefinder. He had other devices, other things on his person. That also sparked some curiosity by police. No, instead of this being like, no, sir, you can't bring this stuff in. At least that. I understand. You can't go and like go, hey, he's up to no good all, without full reason. But rangefinder, guys. Let's not forget, these men and women in the law enforcement, and like I said, I'm not digging into law enforcement. We're just talking about facts here, okay? So let's talk about this. If you're law enforcement and you know, and let's not forget, those y'all who have been in the military and you are working this job, right? You're working this event. You see somebody walk in with a rangefinder. Aren't you going to instantly go, sup with that? Why, young man, come here, young man. The hell you got this here for? Why do you have, these ain't binoculars. So why you have this? What's up with this rangefinder? And what are all these other little devices that you have in your, on your person? This seems a little odd, son. Can you explain this to us? Come here. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this, because we know what we use these rangefinders for. So what are you using this rangefinder for? Real quick, we just want to ask. Actually, we're going to confiscate this for now. Okay, you can come back after the event. We'll give it back to you. That's it. Even that. But a rangefinder where the former president is going to be at. Don't you think that's a little odd? Don't you? And you, maybe former military or whatever. Once you look at that and go, that's a bit odd. We can't have you have that, son. At least that. And then keep an eye on this man. I don't know what's going on with this kid. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. He could be totally innocent going, well, that's the only thing I got. And I wanted to see him. I'm going to be very far away. But, I wanted to be able to see him and all that. Okay, fine. That's fine. But we're going to confiscate this because we don't play with this. All right. This could mean something else. Whatever it may be. But they didn't do that, y'all. They did not do that. By the way, that happened allegedly 3 whole hours. That encounter where they ran into him and he had the rangefinder on his person, the same rangefinder that they saw him using and said that he was suspicious and took a photo of him at that time. That happened 3 whole hours before he pulled the trigger. Yep. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Let me just tell you what I mean. This very photo, I'm just pulling it up so you guys can see it. Everybody all the way out in the nosebleed seats, okay? All the way out in the nosebleed seats. Take a look at this, okay? This very photo is the photo that they took an hour, 1 whole hour before the tragedy. Now they're saying that. 62 minutes to be exact. This is when the photo was taken. Breaker 9. We got a suspicious person over here on the side of the place, and he's about a couple 100 yards away from the podium. We don't understand what's going on. He's got glasses on, he's got long hair, and he looks suspicious as hell. That happened 62 minutes. This is what they say now. By the way, just so you know, they said before this happened 26 minutes before. Maybe they were reading it backwards and they meant, oh no, the 6 is supposed to be in front of the 2. So 62, not 26. My bad, sir. But that's what they said. That allegedly this photo was taken 26 minutes before everything went down, when it was actually 62. Maybe they were looking at it in a mirror and it was flipped around and they were like, yeah, 26 minutes ago, that's when we saw him. That's when the photo was taken. No, 62 minutes, guys. And hours before that, they saw him with the rangefinder. Oh, let's not forget everybody pointing up and going, hey, what's up with that? There's a dude up there minutes before that too. In fact, counter snipers did see this man and they didn't do anything. There was no engagement. None. Why? Why did this happen? Why? That's the one thing I want to know. Real talk. What happened here? I'm not trying to go into the conspiracy theories or go crazy on those things at all. I am just curious as to why this went down the way it did go down. Again, for those of y'all who are just getting here, just new to the show, to today's show and all that. I appreciate every single last one of y'all for being here, but I'm going to give you guys the quick update because I see a bunch of y'all flooding in. Do me a favor, okay? Hit that like button down below before we get into the recap really quick. Hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you are watching on other platforms, which I know a lot of y'all are, hit that reaction button, hit the like buttons over there as well, okay? Let's not forget, please hit that follow button on all my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and X/Twitter. Please follow me over there. Crush that subscribe button over here. That'd be greatly appreciated, okay? But just so you guys know, and I appreciate all y'all for being here. Appreciate all the love and the attention about this, because this could have divided, deeply divided, ripped the country apart if this man, if this assailant, if this monster was actually successful at this. Imagine that. Okay. And I mean, there's diagrams and there's little videos of people actually showing like how close. I mean, it was like hair away. Okay. Trump is lucky, very, very lucky that he didn't turn his head just a little bit. Actually, thank God he was actually pointing like this at a Jumbotron while him doing this, because if he was like this, it would have been, but that wasn't the case. But because he was doing this the entire time, he got real lucky, y'all. Lucky, all right? But for those of y'all who are just new to this morning's show, which is going to be brief, I'm going to be wrapping up here in just about a minute or two, but I just want to give you the update. His final words, allegedly his last words before this tragedy, TMC's final words were, and I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see this. He said on a gaming platform called Steam, he said, July 13 will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. Okay? Watch as it unfolds. July 13 will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds. Ain't that some crazy, wild, very cryptic stuff? Again, him posting that could mean a million different things. He doesn't say, hey, I'm going after former President Trump. He doesn't say anything. It could, his premiere movie. I don't know. You know what I mean? An art piece that he's been working on for three months, whatever it may be. He's not really describing exactly what his premiere and what exactly is going to be unfolding. He doesn't describe or go into detail with this. So it's a very cryptic, very odd and creepy, all right, statement to put out here that could mean a million billion different things. But nonetheless, those were his last words days before this whole thing went down. And I got to remind you, again, we don't know everything yet. There's still so many questions that still need to be answered. And I hate that we're hearing that Secret Service, like we just heard in that video, Secret Service is trying to play a bit like they're trying to play dumb in a way. And they're just sitting there going like, oh, yeah, we had no idea. We didn't see him until moments before. No, you saw him 62 minutes before, at least 62 minutes before he pulled the trigger. So in other words, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of moments. It's not just a few moments before. It's multiple moments, several moments before he pulled the trigger. So why wasn't there any engagement as soon as they saw him? Sure, maybe you didn't want to take him down, meaning like, pew pew, right? Maybe you didn't want to take him down that way. Fine, but why not go up there, wrestle, whatever, detain him? Doesn't matter. If they're sitting there going, if he sits there and he's like, I'm being harassed, I'm being what? It doesn't matter. You're protecting the former president. A presidential candidate, by the way, as well. And that didn't happen. Now, I get his last words does not mean like, oh yeah, I'm about to do this thing. It does say that, but it doesn't say that. Does that make any sense? It's not like he's like, I'm going over. But that's the other thing too. July 13th is the same date as the rally. So aren't they scanning everything out there? Couldn't there have been some way to pick this up? July 13, okay, and that's where the premiere, that's where Trump is going to be. He's an hour away from that. You know what I mean? Couldn't they do reverse math and go, that's weird. Something's odd about that July 13th. But, like I said, it's, I got so many questions, and anything's possible in this situation. It's just very, very frustrating nonetheless. All right. But let me grab this really quick. Hazy Days. Thank you so much for being a member for the past 5 months. I finished chemo today. Oh, yes. 6 months and 15 rounds complete. Ladies, check your tatas. You're not too young. Thanks, Pascal. Your show has been my escape. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. And congratulations. Congratulations. That's amazing. Congratulations on finishing chemo today. That's amazing. All right. Everybody in the chat, give her some purple heart emojis or heart emojis if you don't have that app, or the ability to. Just give her some purple heart or heart emojis in the chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. And ladies, yes, check your tatas. Save the tatas. But anyway, as I was saying, a little bit of a left turn, but I'm happy to hear about great news, and that's fantastic news. Nonetheless, we still have a lot of questions that we still need to get answered. We don't have all the answers as of yet. Bit by bit, we're getting more and more as time goes on, and I guarantee you we will be talking about it very, very soon. Unfortunately, right now, that is the show. I appreciate you guys for being here. It really does mean a lot. Just wanted to give you that breaking piece of information. We still are wanting to know why this happened. How did this happen? Why couldn't they prevent this from happening? We're going to keep on asking the questions until we get the answers that make sense for us. All right? So please, guys, all right? Do me a favor. Before you head out, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. Do not forget to hit that follow button on my Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on all those platforms. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there. Please, guys, go check out the most recent video where I talk about the hours before the tragedy happened, that law enforcement had ample time to do something about it, and they did nothing. Go check out that video. It is absolutely crazy. I'll make sure it's linked to this after the show. So please, don't forget, hit that subscribe button here. Go to my secondary channel. Hit that subscribe button over there as well. All right? That'll be amazing. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. And also, do not forget, if you want to support any further, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's right there underneath me, going across the bottom of the screen right now as we speak, okay? But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Stay up, all right? Stay positive, and we'll be talking very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.